Okay, so today's video is one based on the Ugreen NAS Sync DH2300, and this has been recommended by Joey Does Tech, JDT. So I bought one on his link. I've used many NASs before, but I thought it was about time to replace my Buffalo that I've had for years, and it seemed a pretty straightforward method. So we're going to go through that method. I've not done it before on this particular model, but we're going to give it a go and see how we go. For the eagle-eyed amongst you, you'll notice that my microphone is now gone from on the desk and is in the right place. Okay, so I've already put in my two Western Digital 2 terabyte WD-RED NAS drives, which will end up being formatted, which is fine because I've taken backups off of them anyway. And it's just a simple clip in place and then 3 screws either side, which then allows you to pop them inside. They're labeled again, so dead handy. So we've got number 2 on the spine, number 2 here. So you just put it in place and it's a very satisfying click. Same with number 1. Okay, and then the top is like a magnetic style, so you feel it click in, but obviously don't try and lift it up by the top because it is easy to take off. Okay, so on the back we've got 2 USB 3s, our LAN or Ethernet, HDMI out, and our power. So we just get our power brick. Standard styly these days. Okay, so put that into socket, just about enough into the back, and I'm going to take our Ethernet cable. Hopefully got enough just about again, over a little bit, and that's that plugged in. Okay, so I'm following from the guide, and that's basically all it says to do. So we're gonna turn it on now. Oh, turn on the power first. On comes the power light. Little light on the front. And I can hear the drive spinning up now. And it's at this point we're going to go over to screen capture to see the next part. We can go into a web browser. Okay, and we can enter in the find.ugreennas.com is one method, which hopefully you can now see. It says welcome to NGINX. If you see this page, the NGINX web server is successfully installed and working. Further configuration is required. For online documentation support, please visit nginc.org. Commercial support is available. So that says that the server is working. Okay, so it's detected it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Ugreen website. So again, take out the first part, and it's nas.ugreen.com/pages/downloads. At the bottom. Here we go. So we had this before. So this is what I was looking for. So DH2300. That's more like it. So if we go to the client, because that's what we want first of all, and we want it for Windows 64-bit. So we'll download that one. And we'll open the file. Picking all the default locational information. And we're going to run Ugreen NAS. So we'll minimize all that. So new device registration, which it is. It's found it. So I'm going to register it. Unable to connect to the server, please confirm whether the power supply or the network device is interrupted. Confirm. So try that again. There we go, it's just a blip. So there's the device name. Obviously the usual things, we have to read the user agreement. So again, you can agree to share device data that does not contain any personal information to help improve. So that would basically what the machine is doing. I'm actually not going to do that. So account name. Retro or new. And got to pop a password in there. Okay. Bind email address. Access anytime, anywhere. Enable remote access anytime, anywhere via Ugreen link. Instant notification of issues. Okay, I'm going to skip that one for the minute. You're about to skip binding, which will affect remote access. If your Ugreen NAS is at home and remote access is not enabled, you won't be able to connect and access files, photos. Binding is simple and secure. Ensure you... Okay. Potentially we can do that after, but if not, it's not the reason I bought it. So that's using it like a cloud system. So if you're out and about, you can access stuff. Another beep from the device, and the lights are all on for the two drives again, and we still got a flashing LAN light, but I think that's activity, having seen it pretty much flash most of the time. There we go. So do you want to allow public and private networks to access this space? We're going to allow that. So welcome to the Ugreen NAS. Get started with the user guide. Please follow the guide to quick overview about storage and apps provided by Ugreen NAS. I'm going to start it. So here we go. So you can see all installed apps that are using the standard waffle style for applications, same as uses Google. The control panel obviously gives us access to basic controls. App Center, like a Play Store if you like. And we can even customize and personalize the working environment. Okay, so let's get started. So, welcome to storage. Ugreen NAS offers various practical hard drive management features for easy and efficient management. Okay, so I'm not going to read through it all. So, first, let's start by creating your storage pool and volume to make data storage simple and enjoyable. Okay, so we've got the two NASs in there. So, we're going to click on Create. So, if I click on the two drives, they're both selected. So we've got our RAID option. So we've got RAID 0, data protection, strong read-write performance. If one hard drive gets damaged, then the data on that hard drive will be permanently lost. So basically it stripes, for want of a better word. And you get the full 4 terabyte. You've then got JBOD. So if one hard drive gets damaged, then the data on that drive will permanently be lost as well. That's if you're basically going to be using one drive. literally not OneDrive as in Microsoft, just OneDrive itself physically in it. RAID 1, so again, data protection. So if one hard drive gets damaged, the data on those hard drives will not be lost. Now that's really for almost like a backup, if you like. So I think Joey's got his on RAID 1. I'm not going to do RAID 1, I'm going to do RAID 0 because I will be running another backup off of it. So I want more drive space. So I want to take up the full 2 lots of 2 terabyte, which gives us the 3.6 terabyte, as opposed to only having a 2 terabyte storage pool, because obviously it's being shared. In fact, it'd be less than that, it'd be 1.8. So that's the one I'm going for. So I'm going for RAID 0. It gives me a better read-write performance anyway. And then we've got enabling hard drive test, can reduce data error risk, but may slow down storage speed. So we're not going to stick that on. So I'm going to click on next. So it's going to use the extension 4, which is basically Linux file system. Most NASs you'll find are Linux based anyway. So click on next. So it's going to be called Storage Pool 1 and obviously Volume 1. So there's a thing down the bottom that says loud noise in this step may be caused by high speed movement of the hard drive. This one is safe to use. So we'll go create. All data on hard drive 1 and hard drive 2 will be deleted. Do I want to continue? So obviously I've already backed up the data, so I'm happy to format it. So I've now got to add my admin password. And you'll see that a lot. It's a Linux thing. It'll ask you the password a lot. There we go, creating storage pool 1. Okay, so optimization is completed. It's now saying it's normal. So we've got performance option. Syncing tasks of RAID takes the storage pool a long time, such as repairing the storage pool, organizing data. Okay, so that's fine. We'll leave that as it is. Quick repair. In the event of storage pool degradation, skip unused volume or storage pool to speed up repair. Okay, we'll leave that on as well. Okay, so if we go to the hard drive option, showing the 2 drives, showing both in storage pool 1. Obviously external, I've got nothing connected. And we go to the overview and it's saying that it's normal storage system status. So we've got both in there. Temperatures of both the drives are 28 degrees. So we can come out of that. So our little friend down here is saying 2 settings completed, your NAS is ready to go. So telling us that we've created the volume, but the next step is to please create the first folder and upload files. So we're going to create a folder. So personal folder, exclusive space, files such as photos and music can be saved here. Shared folder, configuring device member permissions for fast file sharing and collaboration, and a user folder, admin only. Okay, so we're going to go start. So we're going to go with a new shared folder initially. Okay. So storage location is going to be volume 1 for obvious reasons. I'm going to put full control against administrator because that's me. Okay, just for the moment. I'm going to go to the shared folder. I'm going to click new. I'm going to create a new shared folder, which we are going to call Ugreen. So Ugreen NAS, just so as we know what it is. It's on volume 1. We're not going to put a usage limit on it. I'm going to put a recycle bin, but it's admin use only. Okay, and I'm going to create that area. So currently, I'm going to give myself read and write access to that one. And I'm going to click on OK. Okay, so there's our folder. And the recycling bin within the folder. Now what I could do is create a user folder inside of here called retro or new, which is obviously me. So we've got our shared folder, and then we create a new folder called retro or new. Ooh, all in lowercase. Okay, so that's created, that's fine. Let's look at the file service. Okay, so we've got in here a number of protocols. So we've got SMB, which is your Windows, FTP, NFS, rsync, WebDAV, and obviously some advanced settings. Now, based on the fact that nothing is actually set up at the moment, I think is working on the theory that you go into the Ugreen NAS application to do stuff. So if I enable SMB, just have a quick look at the advanced. Not going to hide it from people that don't have any. And I'm going to leave everything as is. So we're going to save that. So again, down here, it does say Windows Resource File Manager access enters. So again, it has got specific addresses to be able to find it. So I'm actually going to copy the IP address that we've got. I'm going to apply those settings first of all. Minimize it. And then what we'll do is we'll go back up into here. I will go to network again, just in case it's showing. And then we're going to paste into there. And there we go. So now it's recognizing that it's on the network. So if I pop in retro or new into there and my password. So I'm going to remember the credentials because obviously I want to access it fairly rapidly. Click on OK, and there we go. So we've got the Ugreen NAS option, and then in there is my retro or new folder. Now what I could do is I could right click on that one and map that drive, which would be the logical thing to do. So there's the old, it wasn't a Buffalo, what was it? An Asus store. It failed on me. So we've got a Y, we'll make it Y. And we're going to reconnect it, sign in. So we're going to finish that. So now in theory, if I come out of that and I go back into the file manager, there we go. We've got our network connection there for Ugreen NAS. And as soon as I click on it, we've got the individual folders. Now I could use the personal folder they've got, but I prefer this method whereas I can create different folders within the actual share. Okay, so that seems fine to me. I'm actually going to create another folder, but I'm not going to do it in here. I would create a folder if it was my own folder within my retro or new folder itself. But if I want to create a new shared folder within the Ugreen NAS, then I would preferable would be through their own interface. So we would go up to files, we would then go into shared folder, into the NAS, and then I would create a new folder in here. And then just for instance, if we just call our documents just as an option. Okay, if I wanted to change any permissions on that, then I can do that within here. So all users, administrators, yeah, if I wanted to change that, if we had individual users, then I could do. And then if I minimize that again, and I go into my Ugreen NAS, you can see that we've got our documents folder created. Yeah. Cool. Okay, well, it seems pretty straightforward. Hopefully this has been of some use to some of you. Obviously, there's a lot more in-depth stuff that can be done on this NAS. Obviously, within the App Center, if I go through the agree bit, you know, you've got stuff in here that you can pick up. So you've got sync and backup, cloud drives. So obviously, I'm going to set up a share specifically to my OneDrive, and I will use that cloud drives app. So I'm going to install that anyway, so we've got it, and it's going to be installed to volume 1. Minimize that one. So we've now got it installing. I presume it will appear on the Ugreen NAS front panel here once it's completed. Yeah, so there it is there now. So it has done it. If I go back one step, let's just have a quick look through if there's anything else. I will install the sync and backup utility as well, because I've no doubt I'll be using that. Security, what's that one all about? So that's Clam AV antivirus. That's definitely worth having in, so I'm going to install that one as well. Use that on my other NAS. Online Office, that's a nice thing. Okay, it's for collaboration. Again, we're not doing that sort of thing, so that's fine. That's pretty it. That's what we want. Okay, so we're just going to wait for the security one to install. Here we go. So that's the My Apps page, which basically is the same thing. So if you go to security, just have a quick look at that. Check on the real-time protection. So any files that are put in, it will check as it goes. So that's quite good. You can even set up custom scans, etc., etc. That's quite good. Okay, so leave that as is. I'm going to put on a schedule. All files, basically in the shared folder. All types, frequency, we're going to do that weekly, on a Sunday, and indeed on a Wednesday, I think. No, go for a Thursday. There we go. Okay. You can also give me one. Okay. So there we go. So we've got a scan running. Cloud drives. I think I'll do this as a separate video for this one. A separate video indeed. Okay, as I said, all done.